It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It is time to meet Team 383. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. He is a Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is co-host of the Mike Valeni Show with Rico. 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit. Rico, how are you?
I'm good, Jack. Did anything happen over the last 24 hours that we should be aware of?
Absolutely nothing. We really had to dig for topics this week, and then that's not the case. Trust me. This is one of those days where we could do a 90-minute show very easily. Lots to talk about with basketball, Big Ten variety, and especially pro football. Matthew Stafford, now a Los Angeles Ram, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl as well. I also want to welcome in Graham Couch. He is sports and more columnist for the Lansing State Journal, and he is co-host of Couch and the Rube. That is a Spotlight Radio Network, weekdays from 1 to 3, just in front of the Drive with Jack. How are you, Graham?
I am doing well, and I tell you what, this has been. I like when there's stuff to talk about. I like that the Lions have made a move that we can. The Lions are relevant on Super Bowl week. I like that. I don't know, the Michigan State storylines is fun, but I like that there's stuff to talk about.
Hey, is this the most relevant the Lions have ever been in Super Bowl week?
It feels like it. I can't remember a situation more like it.
Rico, what do you think? Lions suddenly relevant, at least as a trade possibility here?
No, you're right. We've never talked Lions in Super Bowl week, Jack. You hit me out with a curveball. I don't think we ever mentioned the Lions name this week, unless it's a former Lion playing in the Super Bowl.
And there are a lot of those out there. We're going to talk about those all week long on the Drive with Jack. But guys, I was talking about Jerry Green the other day, who's been to every Super Bowl and is going again. And he and I are the only two people I know who have seen both of the Lions' playoff victories since 1953. So in my case, it was a sixth birthday present, the first one, and then covering the second one, and he was covering them both. So a little bit different, but it might be a long time before we get playoff win number 3.
What's sad is you can be a lot younger than us and not really have missed much. We haven't seen much more than anybody else.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing when you think about some of the players, too. I mean, how many franchises have had Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson and Lem Barney as players, but nothing to show for it. We will be right back, and we're going to talk Michigan State basketball. Up next, losses to Rutgers and Ohio State.
Play your first 24 hours risk-free and get up to $200 back if you don't win.
Have you been planning your country dream home? Greenstone can help make it happen. Our construction loans connect you with what you need, from home sites on acreage of any size to do-it-yourself and fully contracted projects. We'll help you finance and build your dream. And with 31 Michigan locations, we're close to where you are and where you want to be. To learn more and get started today, visit greenstonefcs.com. Greenstone, your country lending experts.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan, side by side on West Grand River in Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you. They have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf.
There you see the story of Michigan State and Rutgers Thursday night, and an ugly second half. Suddenly, a 6-point deficit turns into a 30-point defeat, 67-37. And 3 days later, the score was closer, but the result was the same against Ohio State. Michigan State fell behind early and could not really close it, got it to 9 in the second half, but winds up losing 79-62. Graham Couch, in any other year, you would not be here tonight. You would have been in Piscataway Thursday and Columbus today, but I don't think your presence at either site would have made much of a difference. What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm a confident shooter, but otherwise it would not have helped. You know, there are a number of issues that have come home to roost, and one is Michigan State really doesn't have a true number one. They don't have a guy who's just, you know, you look at E.J. Liddell from Ohio State, a guy who can just really punish you, right? And doesn't matter what the matchup is. They don't have that guy, and so they've got guys who are great complementary pieces, like a Joey Hauser or Aaron Henry, trying to do that. They don't have consistent point guard play. They went back to Rocket Watts, who had a really tough outing today. And then in the post, they just defensively aren't very good. Some guys haven't developed, and it's you've got a myriad of issues, and then you lose confidence. And when you don't have great fit and you lose confidence, and you're playing in a league as tough as the Big Ten is this year, you can have some long nights.
As Tom Izzo said after the game, Graham, they got some pretty good shots, but couldn't throw it in the ocean from the boat. For the week, they shot 30.8% from the field, 20.4% from deep. And as a result, you wind up with about as bad a performance as we have seen offensively in the last quarter century. Rico, what happened to the team that a lot of people thought was going to be in the Final Four and now is going to need an extended winning streak or running the table and winning the Big Ten tournament, possibly to make it into the NCAA tournament?
Jack, I think the best way I can put it is they got stuck. They're like the car on the side of the road, and everybody else is driving towards the tournament, and you're whizzing past, and you're like, wait, is that Michigan State I see on the side of the road? They're stuck. And then they went from being on the side of the road to being stuck in mud. And as they spin their wheels more and more, they sink deeper and deeper. You're seeing a team lacking confidence, they want to win, but right now they just don't know how to win anymore. Wow. And Graham was right. I mean, a point guard would help. I mean, you know, you would have known, and the recruiting misses. What happens if Kareem Mane actually goes to Michigan State? That could have solved this problem. But this team is what it is, Jack, and they're stuck. And yeah, you're right. The good news is the shooters are all in a slump. You can come out of a slump at any time. If you're a Spartan fan, you're hoping that it's sooner rather than later.
Graham, Michigan State, before the COVID shutdown, held Rutgers and Purdue to 100 points. Normally, that's a recipe for 2 wins. Only got Michigan State a split because of a bizarre second half. But 37 points in a game is never going to get it done. And when you think that they beat Rutgers by 23 and then lost by 30, that's a swing of 53 points against the same opponent.
Yeah, and we see that in years usually when there's crowds. Home court can lead. They lost to Purdue last year, right, by 29 points on the road. So that sometimes happens. But they don't have an identity offensively. And so they have a day, Aaron Henry had a couple games where he was playing really well and shooting lights out, and that made a big difference. And but they don't have an offensive identity. They don't look like they know what they want to do. I went back and tracked the number of times the ball reversed in the Rutgers game. It was like 21 of 66 possessions. The ball doesn't move. They get stuck on one half of the court. They've got guys who have limitations that hurt them. Henry is wonderful at certain things, but he's not somebody who's a very good ball handler. You can see turnovers coming in advance. And so they just got issues that I don't know that they can overcome.
Didn't have a lot of turnovers today, but they couldn't make the basket anyway. Rico, when you think about this football team, Michigan State was 2-5, but had the big win at Michigan and then beat the Big Ten West champion Northwestern Wildcats. Now the basketball team is 2-6 in conference play, and people are not used to this. All football season it was, wait till basketball. Now what?
Well, now it's wait till next year, Jack, unless they can somehow if they could pull off the upset at Iowa, I think a lot of Spartan fans would start believing that they could do this again.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big upset. That'd probably be one of the biggest upsets in college basketball. I don't know, man.
You got to turn around and be there on Tuesday. We'll be right back talking college basketball.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Touchdown, Champions.
The President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row is on now, and you don't want to miss it. Shop today and find amazing deals store-wide on dining, living, bedroom, and mattresses. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get free gifts with qualifying purchase. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
Tired of your boring, plain, or outdated kitchen? Kitchen Tune-Up has 5 ways to update. Get an entirely new look in only 1 to 5 days. That's right, kitchen remodels in only 1 to 5 days. You don't have to save up for years, and it doesn't take months to remodel your kitchen. At Kitchen Tune-Up, most projects fall between $99 to $249 a month. Call now for a free consultation. Call Kitchen Tune-Up to schedule or visit us at kitchentuneuplansing.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
There you see the story of one of the more surprising outcomes in a shocking season. Penn State with an 81-71 win over Wisconsin. And you see from the background, the one thing about COVID-19, it doesn't affect the crowd at Bryce Jordan. It's the same. Rico, you know the last time that Penn State scored 81 points against Wisconsin?
Jeez, no, Jack, you're the historian. You got to let me know.
Correct answer is never. Hadn't happened until that, but hey, everything gets rolling for a team sometimes, and we have seen a lot of these strange outcomes. What does this say about this season in general, Rico?
Jack, it simply says that anybody can beat anybody on a given night. Yes, the Big Ten and college basketball outside of Gonzaga and maybe Baylor, you can get beat if you take the night off with no crowd in the game. You know, if you're a visiting team, you don't get that intimidation factor. And looking at what Penn State did at home, I mean, Wisconsin couldn't turn it on. They couldn't feed off of anything, and they just lost. I mean, I saw somebody had put like the circle of life in the Big Ten, how everybody's beating everybody in the Big Ten. It's just one of those years where I don't think that there's a truly there's not a guaranteed W on any schedule.
Graham, if the Big Ten is the deepest conference, this might be a chance for them to prove it's also the best conference and win a national championship. There you see the list of Big Ten schools that have done that, a surprisingly short list, not as many teams as you would think, and only one in the 21st century. Why?
Yeah, well, there have been a lot of years where they haven't had great teams. You know, they haven't, Michigan State, think about the Champions Classic. That's usually like the best four programs in the country just about. And Michigan State is probably been a notch below the Kentuckys and Dukes and Carolinas in different years. And so that in Kansas and whatnot, that's a big reason for it. I think this year there is a chance. I think Michigan, if they ever get to play again, is in that realm. You know, I watch Iowa, and there's some issues defensively, but if they get C.J. Frederick back, I think they're a different team. I think Illinois has an argument to make. The team that I don't believe in is Wisconsin, and I watched that Penn State game, and you could tell right away it was a great live line to bet. Penn State had better athletes, and they in certain ways were a better team. And Penn State's not a bad team. I don't think Wisconsin matchup-wise can survive round after round after round. But I do think even though the Zags and Baylor seem to be the best two, we all know anybody can be beaten on a given day. And I think that Ohio State's playing really well now, that the Big Ten has enough true contenders this year that gives them a shot.
Rico, when you think about the NCAA net rankings, 3 teams from the conference in the top 5 in the nation, is this a year that Michigan or Illinois or Iowa finally cuts down the last strand of nets in Indianapolis? And I don't mean for the Big Ten tournament.
Jack, this is a good chance for them to do this, but I got to be honest with you, man. Gonzaga just looks like they're a step above everybody else. And I don't know, it's been hard, 1976 since somebody went wire to wire. Kentucky almost did it with Karl Anthony Towns. But looking at this Gonzaga team, unless they get bored, I think that's going to be the team that cuts down the nets.
Graham, when we look at this top 25, Gonzaga's been there, and deservedly so, but a lot of other surprises. And when you look at this list and you think that the Champions Classic, Kansas, Duke, Michigan State, and Kentucky, a combined 31 and 27, who could ever have imagined that?
It's a weird year. They didn't get the summer buildup. These teams, the teams that are good are teams that have veteran teams for the most part, that have been together and have continuity. Teams that usually come in with new recruiting classes, that doesn't work right now, including Michigan State trying to build a new identity.
We will be back in just a minute, and it's time to talk pro football. We're going to start with the Lions, the Matthew Staffordless Lions, up next on Press Pass.
The President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row is on now, and you don't want to miss it. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 7 years no interest, and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
At Glen Butte Chevrolet in Eaton Rapids, we follow all safety guidelines, and you can expect a quality staff with quality training and quality parts, all at a price you can trust. And this month at Glen Butte, GM card members receive $1,000 bonus earnings. Right now, you can lease a 2021 Trailblazer for as low as $140 per month, or a 2021 Silverado for as low as $205 per month, from price to selection to service. It's better at Butte. Open for service and sales.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get the Summit Firm for only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week.
There you see the story of the weekend. The Lions and the Rams, a blockbuster trade in exchange of 2 overall number 1 draft choices, 7 years apart. Rico Beard, you finally got your wish. The Lions unloading Matthew Stafford and moving forward in another direction, but they do get another big contract back in Jared Goff. The big news is they get 3 draft picks, a 3 coming up here in April, and then another number 1 in 2022 and 1 in 2023. We don't know how good those picks will be. Who got the best of this trade?
You know what, Jack? I'm willing to say I want to hold off. I want to see what happens with Jared Goff. Do the Lions keep Jared Goff? Do they try to build around him? Is he a placeholder for a year? Will they actually draft a quarterback in the first round? Or, Jack, my fantasy, because there's a lot of teams still needing quarterbacks, they somehow flip Jared Goff, a.k.a. what Troy Weaver did for the Pistons, into another first-round pick. Now that would be the Lions cooking.
Well, I know that you want the Lions to draft a quarterback early in round 1 and start over that way, and that is an option. Graham, when you think about where the Lions are with this move, I want to take a look at Stafford and Goff, about their statistics, what they have done. And you think about Jared Goff, wasn't a guy the Rams wanted to keep around, but hey, he has been in the Super Bowl. He does have 2 more playoff wins than Matthew Stafford, and he's been to the Pro Bowl twice. What's he going to look like in Honolulu blue and silver?
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows. I mean, I think obviously Stafford's a better quarterback. You take a look at Goff, there's very little risk. It's basically a 2-year commitment when you look at the finances, and they know they're in a 2-3 years. I think the quote from Dan Campbell is they understand everything in terms of competing really starts in about 2 years. And I like the move in this sense, even if they keep Goff, even if they don't turn around and trade him to the Colts or somewhere else, is that it allows you not to draft a quarterback this year if you don't get your guy. If your guy is there, you go get your guy. You got it. Right. You don't sit on that opportunity. But what we've also seen is the best way to build an NFL team is with a quarterback on a rookie contract. They never got to do that with Stafford. That was before the new rookie salary scale. And if you can wait to improve the roster and build things around that quarterback and then start the clock on a rookie salary scale with your next quarterback, I think there are benefits to that. And so to me, I think having Goff, taking a look at him, maybe he's the guy, most likely he's not, but he becomes a placeholder and allows you some flexibility when you pull the trigger on that quarterback.
Well, we have seen some guys when they get to a second location, maybe change of scenery, something clicks. We saw it with Ryan Tannehill, became a totally different quarterback with Tennessee. Rico, when you think that new Lions general manager Brad Holmes is in the Rams organization and he knows the pluses and minuses of Jared Goff, but I'm looking at what the Rams have done here. And after that pick in 2016, their first rounders are all gone. You can see that the next 7 years, all the way through 2023, not having a first round pick. Is that the way to build a championship team?
Well, Jack, it is. And it's so rare because we don't know what that feels like in Detroit. To actually go out and get a second round pick who doesn't become human garbage, who actually can contribute to the Lions organization, to get draft picks who actually can step in and do something. That's what the Rams did. I'm hoping that's what Holmes brings to Detroit because they desperately need that.
Graham, I want to take a look at the Lions first round picks since 2001. And you see quite the cross section there. There are some names you shake your head and you say, well, now I know why they were so bad, but you also have some star players on that list. I guess it should remind us all that early picks in and of themselves are no guarantee of success.
And the best of those guys, Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford, Sue, these guys happened prior to the very early picks, prior to the rookie salary scale. The Lions never got the benefit of that. And that doesn't excuse a decade of mistakes and mishaps and what they've been beyond that as an organization. But it's I don't know that you could actually technically rebuild with 3 picks that high, paying them what you paid them out of the gate back then as a percentage of your salary cap. This is a chance to start over and do it a little differently. And look, it's going to be Brad Holmes is going to have to make good draft picks. And I don't think anybody should trust that it happens until they see it because we've just been burned too many times over the years.
Well, when you think about the Lions situation, they only have 10 holes on defense. So it's going to take more than one draft to get where they need to get. And now I'm hearing the Patriots are going to sign Marvin Jones. And apparently the Patriots were the one team that Matthew Stafford said, I don't want to go there. Matt Patricia's there. So what does that tell us? We will be right back in a minute, and we're going to take a look at the Super Bowl. We'll talk about Kansas City and Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woodies.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Let MSU FCU drive down your payment with a low-rate auto loan. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 1.99% APR. Visit msufcu.org to learn more.
How do you make the big game even bigger? Easy. Join FanDuel Sportsbook to get exclusive 55-1 odds on either team. And that's just the beginning. FanDuel has all your favorite big game bets, like the coin toss, the first touchdown, and even same-game parlays. And once that final whistle blows, you can get your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Join FanDuel Sportsbook to get 55-1 odds on Kansas City or Tampa Bay. Bet $5 to win $275.
Whether your insurance need is for business, farm and agriculture, or protecting your home and auto, experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit theticketmachine.com.
Years old. And what this man is doing, remarkable. And that's it. Tom Brady is going back to the Super Bowl, this time as a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What a path. 20 years as a New England Patriot. His first year with Tampa Bay, the 5th seed, knocking off the top-seeded Packers. On to the Super Bowl they go. The State Farm postgame show and the George Halas Trophy presentation coming up. Thanks for watching the NFC Championship presented by Intuit.
There you see Tom Brady enjoying a little goat cheese with the win over the Green Bay Packers. And Rico, I know what a huge Tom Brady fan you are, not. And are you ready for at least a week of hype for TB12? And that's if they lose the game. If they win the game and you get Super Bowl number 7, you're going to disappear for a couple of months?
Couple of months. I may be done with football. I mean, at this point, it's just, I start to wonder if there's really a God. I mean, come on, man. This is the luckiest man around. Now, he's good. And a lot of people take that, oh, you're saying he's good, but he gets every break. I mean, I wish I got the breaks that this man has, but no, let's hope that we're talking about Patrick Mahomes this time next week.
Graham, it's the GOAT versus the baby GOAT. And who has a better game? Who's headed to Disney World when that opportunity exists?
Yeah, I'm not picking against Patrick Mahomes anytime soon. I mean, to me, this is, well, there's no doubt that what Tom Brady has done, it makes him the greatest of all time. And I think that he got that solidly when they had that comeback against the Falcons. And then since then, obviously, he's only added to that. And Tampa's team, I think, is impressive. And they really have come together. They were the better team. They were a better team than Green Bay, and Brady was great. But I don't know that you can slow this Kansas City offense right now. Buffalo is a dang good team, too. And Mahomes is just different. He's off to the greatest start of any quarterback ever. And he just does things that are different than other guys. And I'm just not picking against him or those weapons.
Rico, taking a look at their paths to Tampa, Kansas City had the bye as the number 1 seed in the AFC and only had to win twice. But when you think about what Tampa's had to do, winning 3 times on the road, and now the first team that will get to play in a Super Bowl in its home stadium, do you see the Chiefs winning and covering a 3-point spread?
Well, you know what? I see Tampa catching the Chiefs at a very fortunate time where you're missing your tackles. They're out for the year, one towards Achilles. And you saw what they did to Green Bay when they brought the defensive ends off. I mean, they were in the backfield for Green Bay. They might as well have been in the huddle. So for Tampa, everything is kind of lining up just right for Tom Brady. Playing at home, the Chiefs' offensive line is not the same Chiefs line from the beginning of the year. And your defense is playing lights out.
Graham, I want to take a look at some Super Bowl history here before game 55. And you look at what Tom Brady has done and what the Chiefs have done. And Kansas City hasn't had many opportunities here. You're talking about the AFL championship, but in the Super Bowl, has a loss to Green Bay in Super Bowl I, and then a couple of Super Bowl victories. But after those first two, Tom Brady, he's in Super Bowl number 10. Kansas City and Tom Brady have the same winning percentage. But when you look at the number of games played, Brady's been in 3 times as many, Graham.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, nobody's ever done it like he has in terms of winning in the big game. I grew up a John Elway fan, right? And so my earliest real true fandom for a quarterback and a team was watching the Broncos lose just in dreadful fashion in Super Bowls in the late 80s and 1990 to Rico's 49ers. And so, I don't like – there's a part of me that resents Tom Brady and always will. But I don't dislike, I respect what he's done. And because I just know how difficult it is to do and how rare it is to do. And I think when you grow up a Lions fan too, and you've just seen them never get there and you haven't seen a playoff victory since 1991 or January of 92, you get what he's done is impressive.
It's so amazing for a guy who was not the full-time starter as a senior at the University of Michigan, pick 199, and the guy hates strawberries, so we know he's not perfect. We will be back in just a minute. We're going to talk about Baseball Hall of Fame next.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-922-1305. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-922-1305.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Start Bank, for what matters most.
Time for baseball's Hall of Fame announcement, as it is each year at this time. And there you see Curt Schilling, Mr. Bloody Sock. And not that many wins, barely over 200, but a pretty good postseason pitcher. And the problem is that he created some headlines off the field, and he's really been in the news more for his political views than he has for thinking about what kind of pitcher he was for the Red Sox and the Phillies. Graham Couch, is Curt Schilling not a member of the Hall of Fame because he's a charter member of the Hall of Very Good, or as Reggie Jackson suggested, did he talk himself out of Cooperstown and off a lot of people's ballots by defending the insurrection at the Capitol and a lot of other things?
Yeah, I think it's largely because people don't like him. And, I mean, he has some views that I can understand why they're unpopular. I just don't think that's what the Hall of Fame should be about. And I haven't heard great baseball reasons for why he wouldn't be in, given his accomplishments. And look, the steroid era guys, I think I have mixed feelings on that too. And, should that be mentioned as who they are and all that stuff? But yeah, with Schilling, to me, all this stuff, if we're going to start examining who people were off the field and go deep back into the annals of history, you're going to find a lot of guys who maybe you would not have put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, you're not going to pull anybody out once they are in. But there you see Curt Schilling's career highlights, and there's enough to put him in the discussion, not enough to get him over the top. Rico, the Baseball Writers Association of America and its voters can do whatever it wants. But where do we draw the line here? And are we in jeopardy of political correctness going too far, or do the writers have it right?
No, I actually think you're in jeopardy of political correctness going too far. I think what you're having is, look, it's the Baseball Writers Club. So they can do whatever they want. They can change the rules whenever they want. But I think that they're trying to make up, at least for the steroid players, hey, we should have said something then, so we're going to kick them out now. Yeah, guys, you still collected a paycheck. I don't see you giving that money back for not doing your job of what you should have done. As far as Schilling goes, yeah, it's probably the things that he's saying off the field, and he has people that don't like him. But once again, it's their party, and you can't tell them who they can and cannot invite.
Graham, let's take a look at the vote recipients for this year, and you see Schilling was close to 75%, but didn't really move the needle any, and nor did Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Bonds moved ahead of Clemens, but nowhere near close to 75%. And they have 1 year left on the ballot. Curt Schilling says, I don't want to be on the ballot. Take me off this. Maybe I'll let the Veterans Committee and players who know something about baseball, but he might be surprised at that. I remember a discussion I had with the late Al Kaline, and used to go to Cooperstown every year. He said, as soon as they start putting in the PED guys, he's not going anymore. So there are a lot of players who would have hard feelings about that. What does this say about the reaction to performance-enhancing drugs by the writers and I guess later on by the players, Graham?
Well, it's such a high threshold, 75%, and so to think that there aren't going to be more than 25% who are offended, who don't believe that you ought to be in. I mean, the 75%, if we had to agree on that much in this country on anything, we'd never get anywhere. And so that I think that's the hard part about it. I think that the steroid era folks who people think would have been in the Hall of Fame were great players without steroids should be in. Barry Bonds was one of the great hitters of all time before steroids. And so to me, should steroids be part of why, his plaque, part of his story? Absolutely. But let's I don't, the guy's still a Hall of Famer.
Well, we disagree on this, and I think that a lot of these guys would have been in without cheating, but they did, and it diminishes the statistics of all the guys who played fair and were clean and did it right. And the worst part is most of these guys looked into the camera, a la Rafael Palmeiro, and wagged it. They never did anything. There aren't many guys who came clean, pardon the pun, and actually admitted what they did. Rico, I want to take a look at next year's first-time names on the ballot. And a couple in particular, A-Rod and Big Papi at the top of that list. Are they the two who are going to break through and finally have some of the PED boys get into Cooperstown?
Big Papi may, Jack. I don't know if A-Rod has enough people that actually like him. I mean, he's just one of those guys that I think it's just kind of cool to hate. He didn't really do anything that bad, but I don't know.
We'll be right back. We'll talk high school football and basketball up next.
FanDuel's made it incredibly easy to try sports betting for the big game. Yeah, I'm not legally allowed to call it, so it's not nearly as easy to tell you about it. Join today to get 55-1 odds on either team to win the FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save up to 30% off big box store cartridges at Cartridge World in Okemos. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? We offer toner cartridges for all makes and models and offer free delivery for business customers. Cartridge World in Okemos. Call us today.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Value and Values segment, brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, a statewide organization with a proud history. The MHSAA supports broad-based opportunities for growth and teaches the lessons through the value and values of high school athletics. There you see DeWitt High head football coach Rob Zimmerman, state champion in year 22, and he is the Detroit Lions High School Football Coach of the Year. They name a Coach of the Week and then pick one for the year, and it is Rob Zimmerman for 2020. Graham, you were there at Lansing Catholic, and you saw the Panthers shut out Muskegon and then go on, and that was 15 days ago. And last Saturday night, in the last game of the longest season, a 40-30 win over River Rouge. How was DeWitt able to flip the script and leave with a state championship?
Well, they had a group of guys that had been together since fourth grade that were largely together that long, very motivated, driven, and a special group. It wasn't just some plucky group. There was a lot of talent, especially on that defensive side of the ball. And you could see it, and you could see them suffocate a team like Muskegon that maybe it may not be the best Muskegon team ever, but still had a lot of athletes. And until that state championship game, they had gone months without giving up a touchdown. Just an incredible defense, and look, the program has been great for a long time, but they had a special group.
Rico, with DeWitt beating mighty Muskegon and then downing state champ River Rouge, the Panthers able to finally silence the few remaining skeptics after 2 decades of sustained excellence under Rob Zimmerman.
Yeah, Jack, I think if there was fans there, they could have just ran around going shh to everybody because, they took people out. It was funny because I ran across some River Rouge kids on MLK Day, and they were saying, basically we're going to take out this DeWitt team. And, man, they seemed confident that it was going to happen. Didn't get it done. DeWitt came out, and they beat the teams that were on top. So, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. They beat the man twice.
Graham, the Detroit Lions have been honoring high school coaches since 1997. And in those 24 years, 4 of them have been from mid-Michigan. Herb Brogan from Jackson Lumen Christi, Terry Hesbrook from Ithaca, and then the last 2 years, Jim Ahern, Terry Hesbrook's mentor, and then Rob, of course. What does this say about the caliber of football in mid-Michigan, which is often maligned in other parts of the state?
Yeah, well, there is some good football here, and there has, and the other thing is there's some great coaches. What Jim Ahern has done at Lansing Catholic is, and Jim Ahern is stepping down and retiring, but he's resurrected that program and made them a power and made them relevant every year. 2 decades at DeWitt. It speaks to great coaching, number one, but there is good football around here. It's not the population base of Grand Rapids in that area or Metro Detroit. And so just by sheer number, you're probably not going to have sometimes as many great teams. But like I grew up here, I've seen a lot of great high school football and some state championships.
Rico, we can argue about the multiple postponements, but moving forward, the opportunity to try to get something done for winter and spring sports athletes, we think the chances are that it can have a satisfactory experience for those athletes as they did for the football players who made it all the way through the playoffs.
Jack, I don't think it's enough time this academic year because you got some people who really want to play it and some people who don't. And you saw how long it took football to get finished. I don't think there's enough time for basketball.
Could be some very difficult choices. Which sports to pursue, how to get the seasons in. They have all sorts of contingency plans, but it's going to be very complicated along the way. We will be right back, and we will finish up with our Culver's Cool and Smooth segment, talk about all of our weekly awards. Up next on Press Pass.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
The Detroit formula for making something great is simple. Hard work. Make it good. Then make it better. better like Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed into our own steel pans, topped with Mama Jet's secret sauce, then baked to a thick, crispy crust. For a limited time, mix and match 2 or more of these Jet's favorites and get each just $6.99. Jet's, better because it has to be.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our cool and smooth weekly awards, brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan: Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
It is another one of those weeks, and we've had a lot of them lately, where we have lost some people who we're very familiar with in the sports world. And Sekou Smith, a Grand Rapids native, I think a lot of people know him for his NBA work, passed away much too young. Rico, Graham, did either of you know Sekou?
I saw him, a few times at like Pistons games, but I didn't know him that well, Jack.
Yeah, Graham.
Yeah, I certainly watched him quite a bit on NBA TV and other things, but I did not know him personally.
And then we lose John Chaney, and everyone remembers what happens when he went after John Calipari after that game and said he was going to kill him. But those guys later became friends. And John Chaney had a lot to do with the scheduling philosophy for Tom Izzo, home and home with Temple. And then those teams met again in the Elite Eight in 2001. Michigan State won that game, and David Thomas had the game of his life. And I think John Chaney might have fired the assistant coach. He kept saying, "We got beat by David Thomas." And
if you recall, Jack, David Thomas missed the 2 free throws in the first meeting. And that was right around the time that people were calling for Tom Izzo's head in December of 1997.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we lose a couple of people that we loved, and they will indeed be missed. All right, Team 383, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Rico, what do you have for our play of the week?
Jack, I'm going to go off the board a little bit for the play of the week, but the play of the week has to go to Matt Stafford. Not necessarily the trade, but to Matt Stafford. Matt wanted out of town. He and his wife bought a house in LA, and surprise, surprise, he got a deal done to make him an LA Ram. So Mama's happy, which means Matt's going to be happy, which means, Matt pulled off the caper of the week. I'm sorry, the play of the week.
Yeah, now he gets to go to LA and hang out with his buddy, Clayton Kershaw. So
are they friends? I never heard that before.
A nice homecoming for them. But I don't know if you saw what Damian Lillard did last night, hitting 2 threes in the last 8.2 seconds in a 44-point outing. So it was indeed Dame time for the Trailblazers. Truly amazing. Graham, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
Well, we talked about him earlier, and it has to do with Matt Stafford, but the first time the Lions have been this relevant in Super Bowl week, the Detroit Lions are the team of the week. Anytime at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, I'm living on Twitter over a trade that involves trading your greatest quarterback of all time, your franchise dude, and getting 2 number 1s, which, again, they will probably be late first-round picks. But I think this would, and we'll have to see Brad Holmes make moves that don't include his former team. But the idea that you got 2 number 1s out of this, and I'm not sure Washington, which would have been a playoff team probably with Stafford and a weak NFC East anyway, would have had a much better draft pick. I'm not sure the Colts would have had a much better draft pick, and you got 2 of them. So I think this was a great move. They've got to make the right picks with him. We'll see what happens with Goff. But this was promising, and I think most Lions fans feel that way.
Hey, guys, knowing the way the Lions do business, they'll probably find somebody in the 3rd round and blow both of the first-round picks. But as you say, Rico, maybe this isn't done yet. Maybe there's a method to the madness with Jared Goff. He might be able to help another team more than he can help the Lions. They may be able to wait and see who's there, if they have the quarterback that they have their sights set on, or they may be able to use Goff as a chip to trade up. in the draft to get that quarterback, whether it's Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, we shall see. I want to thank Team 383. Rico Beard, you can hear him on the Mike Valenti Show with Rico, and Graham Couch at Lansing State Journal. See you next week.